What is going on, everybody? Um, just getting ready. Probably be on here for like an hour, hour and a half. You know, same thing as last week. This is going to be an every week thing. There was some news this week, and there really wasn't much, but it was more than what we got kind of last week. So basically, I'm just gonna go over what I kind of said I was gonna go over, and then obviously you guys can comment down whatever. Give me ideas, give me anything you guys really want to talk about. I'll talk about anything. It doesn't have to be just Philly sports. It can be anything. It really doesn't matter to me. If you want to talk about, the Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, whatever. But yeah, so kind of just gonna go over like Brett Brown, what he had to kind of say about it, what Bryce Harper had to say about his, the stuff that he was going through this week and with Blake Snell and just all of that. I'm gonna be going over all of that, and can't wait. I do like doing this, so I am going to tweet out on my Twitter that I am live. If you haven't already, go follow that. It's at 444fan, basically the same as it is now. So, and then I'll just wait for some people to get in, and we'll get started. So, basically what I kind like what this live stream is really about is, I really this week has easily been the toughest week, easily, of like no sports. It's just been awful. And I really need them back at this point. Like it's just gotten really, really annoying. And there's really nothing else to talk. Like, there's nothing to talk about. And as a Philly sports, YouTuber, it's ridiculous. Like, it really is just insane that we are, we're here right now, and I'm live streaming, basically talking about nothing. Like, it's crazy. It is honestly crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. Like, it's so crazy to me. I never in a million years could have ever thought. I never could have thought about not having sports for this long of a time period. When I first started YouTube, there was sports every day. I had basketball, hockey, end of baseball, football every Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, whatever. Now it's just here. It's just not. It's not here, honestly. What is up, my boy? I mean, we all know the answer to that. Claude Giroux knows the reason. I mean, he also kisses the ice. Giroux's shoulder too. Yeah, I would love to have seen a Flyers versus Penguins first round this season. Like, it would have been insane, especially in the Wells Fargo Center. It would have just been so much. It would have been electric, and I would have for sure have gotten to at least one or two of those games, and I'm sure some of the people in here would have gone with me. It's crazy. It is honestly a crazy time for being a sports fan. Insane. And, like I said, like the title of this live stream has no, I don't remember that. I mean, there's some Cowboys fan. I will say this. On my one video of like it's easily my most viewed video. It's not even close. It has like 8,000 something views on it. It's easily gotten the most, clout and everything like that. It's gained me like 20 plus subs. And I like to thank the Cowboys fans for just being themselves and saying that they are better than everybody else, because without them and without them getting so salty about everything that the Eagles fans have witnessed, it's funny. It's funny to me. And they've gained me, subscribers, they've gained me views. Like there's some Cowboys fans that are cool. I will say that. Like one of my subs, he's a pretty cool dude. I talked to him outside of YouTube. I talked to him on Instagram. He's a cool dude. He understands. They had a good draft. And I know that. They draft Lamb, they drafted Diggs, that they had a good draft. I don't think they're better than the Eagles though, and I will stick by that. I do not think they are better than the Eagles. We have more, we just have better options. I don't know. I mean, if you saw Philly 500's his intro, some of them are a little sus with Dak Prescott and Zeke. They're a little sus. What is up, my boy? Yeah, he is. He literally looks like an Ewok. He's ugly. He's ugly. He's an ugly dude. And he's chubby too. Like he's like a little he's a little chubby. I will say that. He's a good back, but when you're wearing them white and silver pants with that stupid star on the side of the helmet, they're not winning anything. They're not. They haven't won something since, most of the people in here have been alive. And I don't think they will. I would love it to go my entire life without seeing it, a Cowboys Super Bowl. Because that year where the Cowboys can just say, we're Super Bowl champs, we have 6 championships or whatever, that would be an awful year. Because people think that the Eagles were bad with the Super Bowl. Cowboys fans are so much worse. There's so much more Cowboys fans than there is Eagles fans. You have Cowboys fans everywhere, and I know that firsthand. They are everywhere. Summer Rae, easily, 100%. I wish the Phillies were playing, and I'm sure, me and you would probably be at Citizens Bank. I don't even know if they were home. They wouldn't be. No, they would be home. They'd be playing the Cardinals right now. They would probably have just gotten underway in the second inning. And it sucks that we can't be there. But, hopefully this can be over sooner rather than later. I don't know when it will end. I don't know if it will end. But I just need I need to get back into, sports. I need to get back into those stadiums. And, everybody that knows me knows that. Yeah. I mean, I would love it if they went and then lost, like got killed, like the Broncos did a couple years ago to the Seahawks. If they went to the Super Bowl, I mean, if they were to go, like I wouldn't, I don't think they will. But if they did go and they just got blown out, it was like 54 to like 12, 13, and or like, yeah, like 12, and they just got all field goals. That would be amazing. Because then they can say, oh, well, we went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you lost by 40 points. Like, at least, like, if you're going to make it, you at least got to make it interesting. Like, the Patriots versus Rams Super Bowl a couple years ago. What was that? It was 2 years ago. That was a boring Super Bowl. The Eagles Super Bowl was a fun Super Bowl no matter who you were rooting for. There's been a lot of good Super Bowls in our life, in my lifetime. There's been, the Steelers Cardinals Super Bowl. That was a great Super Bowl. Santonio Holmes, the tiptoe in the back of the end zone with like 39 seconds left. That was a good Super Bowl. The Saints Super Bowl, when they came out of halftime or like in the beginning of the fourth quarter and they got that onside kick, that was a good Super Bowl. The Eagles, 41-33, good Super Bowl. 13-3 and 44-8 are not good Super Bowls. I'm not sitting there for 2 hours watching that, as intently as, a 23-30 game. I'm not. Depends. Doesn't really matter to me, honestly. I've heard 2021, like the end of 2021, but I've also heard 2022. Hopefully it's not 2023, but it very well could be. If they find a cure or whatever, a vaccine, whatever it is, at that point, you just got to give it out. Like, come on. Like, I would take it if that meant getting back to my normal life, honestly. I wouldn't want to take it, but to get back to normality, if that's even a word, this is just awful. It really is. And it's not even just about sports for me. Like, a big part of my life is sports, and everybody knows that. I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I didn't mean that. Like, obviously, everybody who is subscribed to me and who knows me in person, they know how big sports are in my life. I wouldn't have gotten the teams tattooed on my leg. I wouldn't have gotten 15 pennants in the back of me. I wouldn't have everything. Like, there's not a single spot in my room where there isn't something Philadelphia sports. So everybody that knows me knows how much sports mean to me in general. So I just hope we can get back soon. I wish he lost. Not to Giannis, because I hate him. I hate Giannis, honestly. Like, going over it, Giannis really might be my least favorite athlete in sports. Like, if I had to say my top 5 least favorite athletes in sports right now, it would go 1, Giannis, 2, Dak, 3, I hate Juan Soto. I really just he's good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if I don't like you, you're good. Dak's case, he's good, but he's not Giannis and he's not, Soto. He's not. And Juan Soto really does he has the chance to be a very great player in this league. Acuna Jr., he bothers me a little bit, but it's mainly because he's on the Braves. Like, if he was on like the Indians or the Royals, I don't think I would have a problem with him. Same thing with Soto. I don't think I'd have a problem with them. But, Giannis, I do have a problem with. He's in our conference. He's annoying. He is annoying. And, I'm not going to say he's overrated, but when I saw the rankings from ESPN and he was 27th ranked all time over guys like Harden and Westbrook that have done stuff in the playoffs and in their careers, like, not much, but Westbrook averaged the triple-double twice in his career. He won an MVP. So why is it that Giannis gets that much over everybody else? I don't understand. Like, why is he 27th overall? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. What is he, 25? He's had 2, 3 All-Star appearances, 2 starts. He's done nothing he's done as much as in the playoffs as Embiid has. and Embiid wasn't on the list. Yes, he's an MVP, but what makes you put him over Westbrook or Harden? Guys that have gotten to the NBA Finals have lost, yeah, but at least they got there, and they both have MVPs. Honestly, have two. He could realistically have two MVPs if it wasn't for the Bucks having 60 wins. Honestly, it seriously could be that way. Giannis bugs me, and you guys know that. So he's definitely number one. Giannis is 100% my least favorite player in sports right now. 100%. And then it's, Soto, Acuna Jr., Dak. It's those guys. You can't really say, all right, I don't like Dwayne Haskins. Well, he stinks. Why am I like that's just plain out, all right, I don't like the guy because he's on the Redskins. Well, I'm not going to root for him because he's on the Redskins, and I don't like Ohio State. So you see where, that's kind of what I'm going at. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get into, conspiracies like that. But if it did happen like that, then 100%. That's 100%. I don't have hate for Kawhi anymore. At the time, come on. At the time, yeah, Kawhi was my least favorite player in sports history. I mean, he knocked my team out of the playoffs and sent Jimmy to Miami and JJ to New Orleans. Basically. I'm not saying that. Meep. What is up, my boy? Oh, Crosby. Yeah. Crosby is another person. He's top 4, 3. He's definitely up there. I mean, again, Kawhi and Ovechkin kind of are on the same level for me, honestly. I don't hate Ovechkin. I don't hate Kawhi. But they are two great players that at the time, Kawhi was in our conference and division. And now, we all know what happens now. Now he's in LA. But, Crosby and Malkin. Malkin he's ugly, first of all. He's ugly. And he's just a good hockey player. He's a great hockey player. But again, I don't hate McDavid, and he's a great hockey player. But he's not in our division. I see McDavid, twice a year? Maybe. Once in Philly and once, on TV in Edmonton at 10:30 at night. What is up, my guy? If you guys haven't already, go subscribe to him. This is my guy, Philly Mike. He goes by the Philly Talk Podcast. Go sub him up. Also, if you like my content, go hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Give this a like for me so we can push this out to, other Philadelphia fans like all of you watching now. I would definitely have to say a shooting guard. Buddy Hield, CJ McCollum, one of those guys. But, Buddy Hield is a very good choice. But I don't know. It's McCollum is one of them. Hield is one of them. And I said in a video a couple days ago, it's hard. It's hard because you don't know what you're giving up. If I was going to have to give up Tobias or Richardson, like I did a video a couple weeks ago or a week ago or whatever, and it was Tobias Richardson, a first, top 8 protected, Zaire Smith, and $2 million for Harrison Barnes, Corey Joseph, and Buddy Hield. Now, why would I do that? You're losing. Yeah, you're freeing up a lot of cap, but why would I want to do that? Honestly. It's going good. Posted a video a little earlier today. I wish I was at Citizens Bank right now. you know, but I'm on here again. I will be doing this every Sunday. I love talking Philly sports. This is a way to talk Philly sports with all of you guys, all my subscribers, all my friends. And it's fun. It's a fun thing to do right before unfortunately, this is the last time I'll be doing this before the Jordan documentary starts because that ends today, which sucks. It's really going to be awful because that's something I kind of looked forward to every week, and now I don't have that. Love you too, my boy. Go Birds. Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that is going to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles this season in week 6. I mean, it can be Cindy, but have fun with PK because I know you are a Devils fan. So have fun with PK in last place and Jack Hughes, have fun with having him skate fast because that's about the only thing he did this season was skate fast in, the workouts before the season actually started. And then he got leveled by Provorov in the home opener. And I was there. Yeah, Cindy. Also, if you guys haven't, subscribe to my guy, Philly Take with RB. He's a good friend of mine. We talk all the time. Again, outside of YouTube, we're probably going to be doing a live stream together, sometime in the future, probably sometime either early June, mid-June, something like around those lines. What is up, my boy? Are you the person that does the TikToks? I don't know. You might be. He is a running back. But they do have a pretty good backfield. I will say that. They do have a good backfield. Ingram, Jackson, and the kid that they just drafted. What is it? Dobbins? J.K. Dobbins? Something like that. Nah, I didn't. I got to do that this week. This week I was trying to think of a lot of video ideas that I could do, and it just, slipped my mind. But I'm definitely going to do that. I mean, he was the MVP, and you know that. We all know that. Injury prone is a strong word because, if he is injured, he's only missed what, like 8 games in his career, regular season wise. And in that season, we went 13-3. Foles finished out the season. And, obviously everybody in Philly, loves Foles and can thank Foles for everything that he did. But, Wentz was the MVP. And even as he went down, I do believe that he still should have been the MVP. And I like Brady. Gurley should have gotten it over Brady, if anything. Like, honestly, he really should have. Easily. Yeah, I mean, my boy Evan, actually, who's in this chat, he sends me a bunch of your TikToks all the time. If you haven't already subbed, go subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, Evan, you are a little injury prone. You still haven't gotten surgery on your shoulder. Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia News, another, Instagram. He does Instagram over. Philadelphia News is his tag on Instagram. Go follow him. We are doing the giveaway together. So, whenever that decides to happen. I can't hear you from the bottom of the standings. Even without Nolan Patrick. You're still way down there. And we are all the way up. And it only took a coach. It only took one coach and Chuck Fletcher. That's it. She's downstairs. She's sleeping. I don't we'll have to figure that. We'll have to find out in his 5-year career. is the biggest Philly fan of all time, biggest Philadelphia sports fan of all time. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, go follow him on Instagram too, Phillies Flash. We have been talking a lot of like different trades and rumors and everything like that that we can, figure out. Like we've been talking a lot of rumors and everything like that on, the Phillies. We're trying to get them some different pitchers and some different, hitters. We were talking about a Bryant slash, what's his face from Texas, from the Rangers. Forget his name. I don't remember. I don't remember his name. Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. He's the best player on the Rangers. Yeah, but you're still at the bottom. And Brodeur carried you guys for years. And we will have our chance. This is our decade, I'm telling you. The Flyers are going to be very, very good for a very long time, especially with Carter Hart as their goaltender. I mean, you should know of all people, as a Devils fan, you should know that uh, a goaltender makes the difference in hockey. And you can definitely see that. No, I'm just saying altogether. I've altogether, I'm a very dedicated sports fan. Honestly. Like, again, last year, when the Sixers lost, and half of the people in here were with me that night when Kawhi did hit that shot. I broke down and literally cried. And the next day, I went outside, or I went to the Phillies game with Dom and Vinny and Austin, who's not in here, but we went with them. And me and Christian Yelich were having a good time in the outfield. And Orlando Arcia, shortstop for the Brewers, I was giving him literal signs, and I was screaming at these dudes just to get my mind off of it. But it really is. I'm a very diehard, dedicated sports fan. So yeah, Gallo, Joey Gallo. I mean, if there is a possible way to get those three on this team, the Phillies right now, you get rid of Reese, you get rid of Bohm, and you get Gallo, Bryant, and Bryce on the same team. Now, I don't think it's possible. I don't think it is I don't think it's possible. It could be one day, but who knows? AV could be the best coach in Philadelphia in 4 years, easily. I think it's coming close. As soon as the Flyers win, I think he's a better coach than Doug. And I love AV, honestly. Oh, I skipped one. I don't know who that is. I think he was a Devil or a Ranger or something like that. But yeah, I love AV. But he's a great coach. And you can see it. Again, you can see what happened when you have, AV in there outside besides what's his face? Hackstall last year. You could see the difference. We went from, you know, fighting for you guys with picks, literally with picks, and who was going to be worse and who was going to be here, all that, to now we're contenders. We could have easily won the Metro this season. Easily. Yeah, it could be possible. I love Chris Bryant. I've always liked Chris Bryant. And they kind of do have that, that kind of same, with MLB fans, a lot of people really dislike them. Like Bryant has been ruled overrated. Bryce easily is the most overrated player in baseball, according to other fans. I don't think he's overrated. I think he is fine just where he's at. Yeah, I mean, he knows me through this. But again, like Dom, like like yeah, definitely. 100%. And I do like that, people give me feedback. I don't know hockey that much. And I was learning easily throughout the season. I was definitely learning a lot more throughout the season than I ever would have with a trash team like the Flyers last season. I've never been a huge hockey fan, but this year, I mean, I was wearing Flyers stuff every day. I had a jersey on every day, just waiting for those games. And when they canceled the MLB season or the NHL season, it killed me. I love Girardi. I don't think people realize that either. Just Girardi alone could easily make this team a lot better than they were last year. No, I'm just saying. If we were to trade that and get those two, I wouldn't be upset about it. I like Bohm. I think Bohm's going to be a great player in this league. That was just, spitballing. Yeah, again, I wouldn't get rid of Bohm. Not for Chris Bryant straight up. I would need something else if I was to even do that. I mean, Reese isn't a very good he's not a good fielder either. Reese cost us the game last year. What were we, 5-0, 4-0? And then it was a day game. I remember going to my dad's house. Bases loaded. We had Robertson on the mound. He was walking a bunch of people. And, we should have won the game. It was a hit right to Segura or Cesar. They flipped it right to Reese, and Reese drops it, and we lose the game. What he hit? 37 last year. I'll go 21. But he did turn up in the second half of the year. So we would have it depends on how much he's working now, honestly. And it depends on who we're playing. If we're playing the Yankees and the Mets and the Braves every other day, then I don't know. I don't know. But I would like him to get at least 20. Yeah, I don't like the DH really. Like it could help later on in, Bryce's career for the Phillies because now you could just throw him at DH and then you can have whoever in the outfield. But I don't think for one season it would work. Yeah, Bohm again. I Reese bothers me. He really does. Reese really does bother me. And like Sean says right here, we do need pitching, and that is a big factor on why this team was 81-81 and not like literally we went from 80-82 the year before last season to 81-81 with Bryce Harper, like literally with Bryce Harper. And if you watched Harp's interview with Barstool, you saw that he knew that the Nats were going to win a World Series if they got another pitcher. And that's exactly what happened. They won because they had Rendon, they had Soto, they had Zimmerman, they had all these guys. Robles, they had the guys in the right place, but then that pitching rotation. Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin. What was Sanchez still there? I don't know because I don't watch the Nationals like that. I think he was there. When their third pitcher could be better than our ace, that's saying a lot. When Patrick Corbin could possibly be better than Aaron Nola, in some instances, that's not good. And we really desperately do need pitching and pitching as a whole. Bullpen, starters. We need a rotation because we all saw what we had with this team. Right here, the four aces, the five aces, whatever you want to call them. Our worst pitcher was Joe Blanton, who could easily be better than Jake Arrieta is right now. And Blanton was never that good. But you had Hamels, Halliday, Lee, Oswald. You had all these guys, and they were just so good. And we still didn't win. Yeah, they were older, and there was injuries here and there, but you just see it. You can see it. And it's tough. It really is tough. Hold on. Well, Howard did a couple years ago. He did against the Nationals. I know that. I was actually at that game. I don't know if we would throw out money to Chris Bryant. Honestly, I don't know if we could do that. Because again, if we are putting our trust in Reese that much, and you still have to pay pitchers, if you want to contend, you have to pay pitching. I don't know if we can just go out here and say, all right, let's sign Chris Bryant because of his name. Because, yes, Chris Bryant is a big name in baseball. But you have that. You have Bryce Harper. Now you need to work on the pitching. Because, yeah, you got Kutch. But we all saw what happened last year. Kutch was a very big piece. And when he went out, the team struggled. And, yeah, we lost, a lot of bullpen. Robertson was out, the second or third week of the season? If we were to do that, it would definitely have to depend on what we were giving up. I'm not giving up Howard. I'm not giving up Bohm for Joey Gallo. I'd give up Reese 100%. I think you upgrade big time. But it would have to be fair. It would have to be equal for me to give up Reese for Joey Gallo because I'm not giving up a prospect for him. Is there even a deadline this year, though? That's the thing you really got to ask yourself now. Is there even going to be a season? Because if there's no season, then we can, does 1 year of their contract run out? Because now you have a lost year of Chris Bryant, who's now a free agent after next year. Now you can sign him if he doesn't want to resign, or if the Cubs suck next year and he's going to test free agency. Yeah, go out and talk to the guy. I mean, it's Chris Bryant. Who doesn't want Chris Bryant? He's good friends with Bryce. But here's my thing. Speaking of all these free agents and signing and stuff, if we don't sign back JT Realmuto, then, you can give up on all of this talk. Because without JT, we are awful. We're even worse than we were last year without JT. The way that JT can call a game behind the plate and work with Nola and Eflin and even Pavetta. Now you got Wheeler, you got Arrieta. Now you have to sign JT to whatever he wants. I would give JT like $220 million right now. He's that good. He's the best catcher in baseball. With the bat, with the glove, he is the best. He's the best at what he does. And I would give him the money that he easily deserves. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can score runs, But we're not stopping the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rays, and the Blue Jays. And the Red Sox and the Blue Jays weren't even like projected to be that good this year. You're not stopping that though. Jackie Bradley Jr., Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers. You got a lot of good hitting on the Red Sox. The Rays, I don't even know who's on that team. They were projected like 92 wins this year. I don't even know them. The Blue Jays, Vladdy Jr., Bo Bichette, Biggio. You got those guys. Young studs that are going to carry that franchise to probably a World Series. If they can keep that core together, I can definitely say that they will win a World Series one day. Yeah, our pitching is awful. It's awful. We probably have the second worst pitching in our division. The Marlins are worse than us, 100%. But the Mets aren't. Obviously not the Nationals, and the Braves aren't either. We're probably fourth in pitching in our own division with the Mets. That's not good. Yeah, again, it would have to make sense to us and them. And I could definitely see like giving up a couple things here and there, but Reese definitely has to go in the deal, 100%. Yeah, I don't I just don't see it happen. I just don't see us coming back in 2020, which is awful. I don't know. Like honestly, I do not know how much longer I can take of this cuz it's getting hard. It really is. This was the first week that I was like, "Wow, this is awful. This is tough." Because even, when sports stopped, it was cold. Baseball was in spring training. You know, the Sixers were terrible on the road. It was almost unwatchable. The Flyers were streaking, but they just lost. Now it's like, now I'm going over in my head and saying, wow, we're in May 17th, less than a month before my birthday. And we aren't playing baseball. We're not going to have a finals. We're not going to have a Stanley Cup. We're not going to possibly have a Super Bowl. It's awful. It's awful. When I can look at my calendar, my Phillies calendar, and I can look and say that I just missed and I just ended my first semester this week in college. I can look at the schedule, and from Tuesday until today, I'm supposed I would have easily been at every single game from Tuesday to now because they played the Dodgers 3 straight games. One game was a day game, and then they played the Cardinals. Why wouldn't I go watch that on a beautiful day? Yesterday, 84 degrees. Why wouldn't I go to Citizens Bank Park, 84-degree weather, and sit there in my seats? Because I do have partial season tickets. I think I actually did have a Dodgers game. Sit there, get some water ice, maybe get a cheesesteak before the game, and just watch the Phillies win or lose. One of the best games that I went to last year was the Phillies against the Dodgers. I went with a couple people that are in this chat right now. Bryce hits a walk-off, bounces right off of A.J. Pollock's leg. There was a rain delay. Hector Neris blew the game. There was an annoying Dodgers fan, screaming, saying that, oh, the Phillies suck. At the time, we weren't really that bad. And he was like, oh, this is why Philadelphia is terrible at everything. The Super Bowl was a hoax. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? You're an LA fan. He was like, no, I'm a Patriots fan. And football, too. He was just a goof. He was a goofy, obnoxious dude that just hates Philadelphia but decided to go to the Phillies versus Dodgers game. And he was nowhere to he was nowhere in sight when Bryce hit that walk-off. Nowhere in sight. And that's what I miss most about baseball and just sports in general. I miss waking up and being excited for a game. Well, like it's 8:15. The fifth inning should be starting now. The sixth inning should be starting now. And instead, I am at my house. I do love doing YouTube, but tomorrow morning I should be waking up, hopping on. Probably not even tomorrow morning. Probably tonight. I probably would have recorded a video, posted it tomorrow morning about the Phillies versus the Cardinals. We've now played games against the Dodgers again. We're now in LA. We got a tough stretch of games ahead of us. We play the Rockies this weekend. We play all these teams. Then we play the Cubs 5 games, or the Mets 5 games in a row. Like, this sucks. It sucks. Again, if there's a deadline. I mean, Arrieta's 100% gone. I can't see us re-signing Arrieta, especially because, he's kind of like screwing us with his contract. And I understand, like, nobody else is giving him the money that we gave him. Howard, I do think Spencer Howard is going to be good. Nola's obviously already proven. He falls apart a little bit at the end of the year, but, and then Zach Wheeler. I don't know much about him. And I would have loved to see him, but I can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I made what, 2, 3, 4 videos on Jalen Hurts. It gets old. And this sucks. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's awful. Because now there is nothing to talk about. I just made a video on, ranking the coaches, and I'm going to next week be doing, I'm going to be ranking the GMs. But again, if you guys, I'm going to pause my statement. If you guys have any ideas, comment down below because I don't know what to talk about. This is getting tough. I will be live streaming every week, Sunday. Maybe I'll throw in a live stream on Friday or whatever. Who knows? But I will be obviously picking at anything I can get my hands on. That's why I made the video on Bryce today. That's why I made a video on Brett Brown yesterday. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and shout out to you for the idea. I'm now going to be making a video about it. I mean, he's old. I wouldn't really sign him just because he is old. And I know what you're talking about, though. He is a big name, and, he would sell jerseys. Obviously, everybody would want Bartolo Colon's jersey if he was in pinstripes. But he's kind of goofy, and he's not good. He's old. He's really old. He's probably not even he hasn't pitched in like what, a year or two now. Yeah, I mean you're right, and that's what's tough about this. That is what is tough about this. That this is probably going to be the new normal. There's probably going to be a lot less people, going to sporting events, especially when this is over. That's what's going to wind up happening. When this is over, who knows how many people are going to be in the stands. I know I'll be there. But who else? Are there going to be 70,000 fans at the link? That's a bad example because there probably will be. Is there going to be 42,000 people in Citizens Bank? No. Is there going to be 22,000 people in Wells Fargo on a Flyers Wednesday night hockey game against the Penguins? Maybe. Are the Sixers going to remain as the most sold out game, like tickets in the NBA? Who knows? It sucks. It really does suck. I hope I would like at this point. You saw what the Braves did. They called up everybody, and now look at them. They're first place in the NL East. Yeah, he. I just don't know about Bartolo Colon. He really, I don't know. We would have to see, and especially now, if we're not going to have fans in the stands now, I can't see us signing Cologne, next year or the year after that when there is like no ban. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I really can't disagree with that. People are definitely going to return. It's going to matter. I mean, obviously, it always matters about how your team is playing. But yeah, people really did take sports for granted. Like, if you really think about it, like me and my friend, we were at that last Pistons game, Sixers Pistons. We were in Las Fargo. Who would have thought that later that night, leaving the stadium, that there would, the season would be canceled for the rest of the year? Possibly, probably. We didn't think that. When this broke, I honestly thought that we were going to be out of sports for a month. There'd be no fans for a month or so. We'd be back in by playoffs. That's what I thought. I thought we would be done this in a month. We would start back up, and now it's all over. It is done. Now it is done. And I have nothing else to do. I haven't been in work in months. I was that last shift. I was the last shift. I saw the last Sixers game. People, and even like families, like I have a big family. I see them sometimes, but it's not the same. The amount of birthdays, you know, my family is missed, and the amount of times I see my family a week is it's like once per week, twice per week. Every Wednesday I go to Philly to my aunt's house to eat. Now I can't do that. I haven't done that in months, and it's just weird. I I just would I wonder if everything will start opening back up before sports. Like I wonder if other things will open up before. And I do think they will, honestly. Like thinking about it, I do think they will. Maybe not concerts, maybe not movies, but I think restaurants and malls, because of how much work there is to be done, I think that they could open up. Yeah, what Mookie's he's a free agent this season, right? I would love Mookie. I just again, it's I just don't know. It's hard. It's hard to think about it when we don't know what's happening with the game of baseball. Because I don't think the players are, if we return, I don't think the players are going to want to play if there is no, like, nothing. If they're split, if they're getting half their money, if there's no fans, I don't think players are going to want to play. Yeah, I mean, I'm not working. This is what I do every day. I record videos. This is all I do. I don't get paid for it. I literally just hop on here and talk to you guys, and I like doing it. But again, I'm not ready to, sit here every day without like scratching and clawing at things to talk about. Yeah, I mean, kind of same here. Beaches were opened up. My brother just went to the beach a couple days ago. I'm not going to go to the beach. I don't even like the beach that much. But, it's good to see things opening back up, but at the same time, it's getting hard. Cuz now, is summer going to be the same? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. I'm probably going to stay on for 5 more minutes and then I'm going to get off. Again, I do enjoy talking to you guys, but this would be an hour. And then, I'm probably going to record another video, post it tomorrow, probably on anything, honestly. Who knows? Who knows at this point? If you haven't already, go check out my Bryce Harper video that I posted earlier today. Hit that like button, comment down below. If you think Bryce's rules are right, or if you would like to see the Bryce Harper game plan in effect. And obviously leave that subscribe button. We are one quarter of the way there to 500 subscribers, which is awesome. It is. I mean, I could have never thought of being where I am now when I started this, especially with no sports. I've grown a lot since sports have been canceled, and that's great, honestly. They're not really loading right now. I don't know why. All right, here we go. I know I told you about this, but who knows? I would love to get Mike Trout, and I did think it was possible if he became a free agent, but he never did. That's what is so tough about this. About Mike Trout he never tested it. They gave him 14 years, 450 million. Nobody's turning down almost $500 million. Nobody is turning that down. And I do think that one day he might be here. Maybe. I would love it. But at that time, we might just be seeing this man at Eagles games every fall, winter, playoff games, Super Bowl, hopefully. I don't think they will. And that's what's awful. And that's what's going to keep this from being, that this is what's going to keep us from, going outside, playing basketball at the park, going to see the Sixers, going to see the Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, all that. I wouldn't be surprised. Man has 14 years left on his contract, 13 years left. He has $450 million. He could really do whatever he wants. Who? Mookie? I mean, we can afford it, but on a great outfield goes so far, and we've seen that. But who knows? Who knows? I would love to get a Mookie Betts on this team. Who wouldn't? He's probably the second best player in baseball. Who wouldn't want a Mookie Betts in their outfield, especially going alongside Bryce Harper? So I'm probably, as soon as this, I'm going to talk about this last topic, and then I will probably get off. Then sports aren't coming back anytime soon. Nothing is coming back anytime soon. We can probably expect that to be closed until summer of 2021, I would say. Because I can't see this. I can't see it. I really hope not. But I don't know. Who knows? It's possible. It's gonna determine like where we're at in, you know, baseball. Like where the Phillies are at. If they're like trash, why he's not coming here. But if we're like contending like the Dodgers were when Chase went there, maybe if the Angels still stink, maybe, who knows? And if there's a DH or whatever. But that's where I'm pretty much going to wrap this up. Thank you for everybody who joined the live stream. Hold on, I do have to talk about this real quick once it loads. Hold on. Come on, man. So I have it. All right, here it is. So this is my last thing, 100%. MJ. Michael Jordan, I feel like, is the greatest of all time. If you watched the documentary on Jordan, he had that killer mentality that only Kobe Bryant did. And that's why they got 5 and 6 rings, and LeBron only has 3. And I'm going to leave it on that. So thank you for everybody that watched. Again, leave a subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Thank you all for everybody. Thank you all for the comments. And I will be back maybe Friday, definitely next Sunday around this time, 7:30. Maybe I'll go on for 2 hours, but who knows? Thank you all for watching. I'll see you probably in tomorrow's comment section. I don't think it's a question either. With that being said, thank you all for watching, and I am out. Peace.